ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe for more things. There's my main butt. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends series X-Men Days of Future Past, Sentinel and Wolverine 2-pack set. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below. I gotta give a big thanks to X-Man87 for getting me the info on picking this up from Amazon. That's actually where I picked this up. Check out his Instagram link in the description below. And really nice packaging over here. Now, we've seen this Sentinel before a few times. There's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version, and then a retail version of that, and then a variant version of that retail version, and then now we have this new retail version right here. And I really like the box art. I love Mike Deodato Jr. He's my favorite comic book artist at the moment, I'll say that. And then we have this nice embossed image of the Sentinel busting out through all these bricks, and you can feel the embossed Wolverine right there. And then in the text right here, it's all embossed, X-Men Days of Future Past. I think this is very awesome. On the side, you can see some comic book panels. When you open this up, it's held together by some Velcro right here and right down there. And then you can see the figures inside. And then along this side right here, you can see a bunch of comic book panels, and there's some read-ups over here. If you want to read them, go ahead and pause it right now. Then you can close that up. And then take a look at the back right there. You can see a nice product shot right here up at the top. It says, in a dystopian future commanded by an army of ruthless sentinels, humanity's only hope is the X-Men, if they can survive. And then on this side, it gets some more comic book panels. And then at the very top, embossed, it says X-Men Days of Future Past. And then not much going on at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's the Sentinel along with the Wolverine out of the packaging. And this is another repaint over here from Hasbro. We've been receiving some repaints recently from Hasbro, and I've not gotten too upset about that. As you guys may have watched in recent videos, you know, I've been kind of pleased with the repaints that we've seen. They've tended to add a little something extra aside from just new paint, but with this 2-pack set, it really is actually just new paint and less than before, especially with the Sentinel. So my biggest gripes are with the Sentinel figure. I'm just seeing less paint on that figure compared to the previous version. The Wolverine figure is a kit bash of previous Wolverine figures, and I'm not surprised by any of that. So anyway, let's get a closer look at the Sentinel, and then we'll get a closer look at Logan. I do have the retail version, which is the same thing with a different package. I did not take that off the shelf, as you can see it right over here. Can you see it? No? You don't see it? It's all the way back there behind Warpath. Yeah, that's where it is. So I'm not taking that off the shelf, but I will show you a comparison of the one that is still on card in my collection, and you can see it right here, that this one has a lot more paint apps than the new figure that we're looking at right over here. So that's a little bit frustrating. I don't really like the new paint apps. I prefer a darker purplish pink color. I guess this is magenta that we're seeing right here. And we do get this, I guess this is a little bit more comic accurate instead of it being gold, but I do prefer the gold. And the mouth just looks a bit plain. I wish they added some silver or something. Seeing the metallic purple from the other version looks just a little bit better to me. And then he has a droopy eye on the left side right here, so that's just a little bit frustrating, but still not a bad piece. So if this is your only version of the Sentinel that you're getting slightly less on the paint. That is for sure. Now at BBTS, I guess they're sold out now, but they did have a re-released version, and I believe that was not this figure, but the re-released San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version, which I think are the better paint apps. Looking at the rest of the figure right here, you can see the button for the sound features, and you can see he'll speak. The eyes do like... Let's see if I shut off the lights, you can see the light up feature. Oh, what?
Sentinel under attack.
Oh, crap, man. I really thought that this had a light up feature going on.
System breach. Alpha level mutant detected. Halt muted. Sentinel power core breached. Purge power core. Beta level mutant detected.
Okay. So those are all the same sound clips from the previous version, and when I show off the SDCC exclusive, I'll check to see if that has a light up feature for the eyes. But anyway, looking at the shoulder pad right over here, I really like all the nicks and scratches that they kept on this figure, so that's pretty cool. Then the arms, I don't know, man, I'm just not really liking how this plastic looks. You know, it looks nice, it's all shiny and stuff, but I'm just liking the other version better. And then right here, all the cables are not painted, as you can see in this image right here, that the cables are painted on the arms, and that just makes the figure pop a little bit more so than what we're seeing right here. So that's a little frustrating. I do like the texturing that we're seeing, but that's all from the previous version once more. You can see the abs on the Sentinel, and we got the legs, a little bit of marbling running through there. Not the worst thing ever, and the boots look alright, you know, not a whole lot to complain about that, except for, again, they're missing the paint right here for those cables, and yeah, we're not seeing that with this one, so just a bit frustrating with that. Anyway, you can see we have some text and stuff at the bottom of his feet, and we got a big old Sentinel butt, and you can see the speaker right over there, and I do like how this looks. That looks pretty cool as always. And I gotta mention too, I like how they've covered up the pins right here. If we can get that going on for the 6-inch scale figures too, that would be pretty awesome. I like that little detail of covering up the pins. Now I do feel like we're getting a bit less articulation on this figure. For instance, I can't really move the head down and up. I thought it would be on the same exact kind of ball joint that we'd gotten for the Marvel Universe version of this figure, but it's not really moving down and up. I did try to pop the head off, which I was able to do with the original version, but it's just requiring so much force that I feel like I could potentially break it, and I don't want to break the figure. So you only get side-to-side movement right over here, and no head pivoting, and it will not look up and down at all whatsoever. The only reason that's important to me is because before I was able to pop the head off and then half it on that ball peg and make it look like he was flying. The shoulder pads are not on actual hinges right here, but they're on this, you know, soft plastic so you don't get anything hindered. Oops. So you can't get the shoulders moving outward. Shut up, Sentinel! And you can move them down, you can move them forward, move back, do a full 360 if you wish. You get a bicep swivel, you do get double jointed elbows, you get rotation at the forearm, and you get ball joints for the wrists so they can turn up or side to side, and you can move them up and down or side to side. We get no ab crunch movement at all whatsoever, but we do get a waist swivel right here, and then the hip joints can move outward that far, and you can get them kicking forward that much, and back some, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. We get rotation at the boot, and then the ankles can move down a bit, and they move up some, and he does have some good ankle pivot. So here's a look at the accessories that we get with Wolverine. We get a pair of pistol holding hands, we get his pistol right here, and then we get a set of new claws. I say new only because it looks like this paint is just a little slightly different from what we've seen before, but yeah, they are the same hands and claws that we've seen plenty of times in the past from Wolverine. But I do like them, and these do feel a bit more stiff. I'm sure you could remove them and everything, but yeah, I like how they're spread out more, and it just seems like they're just placed a little bit better than some of the other versions of Wolverine that we've seen in the past. Get it? Days of Future Past. Anyway, here's a look at the gun. Dad jokes galore, man. I'm in it. I am so in it. But I really like the metallic gray that we're seeing right here. It's not painted silver, but it does look silver, so the kind of paint that they mixed in with the plastic looks pretty good, and you can see that he has a gun holding hand right here, which are pretty stiff, but he can hold the gun in either hand, and he also has a holster attached to his right hip. I almost got my left and right screwed up there, but yeah, you could attach it to his right hip right over there if you'd like. Now, I've read Days of Future Past. I have the trade paperback over here, which is only 2 issues of the whole trade, and through those 2 issues, I don't see Wolverine holding the gun at all whatsoever. I do see him slashing and everything, and you can see that he does have blue pants instead of brown pants, but yeah, I don't see Wolverine using a gun at all. But as you can clearly see, he does have the holster for it, so it's not inaccurate that they included him with it. It's just, you know, having him posed around with it is just kind of, I don't know, inconsistent from what we see in the books. So here's our Days of Future Past head sculpt for Wolverine, or Logan, I don't know, whatever you want to call him. But anyway, it's the same head sculpt that we'd seen for the motorcycle version. It's one of the head sculpts that we've seen with the motorcycle version. They've done one thing here with the paint that I really like that I did not expect, is that they've added an extra little layer of flesh wash over it. You know, it's a flesh tone that we're seeing a little bit on the chin, a little bit right over here. It just adds some depth to the skin of the figure, and I really like that a lot. It kind of reminds me of the photorealistic technology kind of paint that they use. Of course, this is, you know, comic book character and everything, but it has that extra layer of paint on the face that I really dig. Just seeing it again to the previous version of this head sculpt, you could see, right? I really like that a lot. And you can see that they've added, you know, some white on the sides. The hair color is a little bit more gray than black. I really dig that quite a bit. Then the upper torso is what we've seen with the Old Man Logan figure, just repainted. So we have a black t-shirt right there. Looks really good. I'm digging that. And then the lower half being the same as what we'd seen with the motorcycle version, where we have the textured denim. We get that textured denim going on right over here. So I guess these are brown jeans, And you can see the holster strap and everything right there. Nice silver paint for the buckles. Again, the claws look really good. Yeah, I do like these pants. And he does have some boots. He doesn't have the super fancy cowboy boots as the Old Man Logan figure does. You can see, this one's a little bit fancier than this, but it's okay, And then he does have the pegals at the bottom of his feet. And then here's just looking at the back of the figure really quick. And you get the Wolverine button, and that jacket looks great. As great as it looks, it actually doesn't have as much paint as we'd seen with the Old Man Logan figure. So you can see we get the extra black wash with this one, where this one we do not. So still like it, but yeah, now I wish it did have that black wash. And we pretty much know what to expect from the articulation of this figure. You can get his head to move up pretty far. It's kind of tricky getting the head moving past the collar of the jacket, so he'll look up just that much. If you could, heat this up and shimmy it even further back, I bet you can. Let's see. Okay, all right, there you go. It'll move up that far. It's a little tricky to do. Let's see if I mess this up. You can see a little bit of a wrinkle from that, but not too bad. Anyway, the head will move down that much. And you get side-to-side motion, a little bit of head tilting right there. Shoulders move up only about 90 degrees, and you can't move them down. The right side can move down a little bit further, and not up any further than that. You get a full rotation right there. You get a bicep swivel. You get double-jointed elbows, and then all of the hands turn side-to-side and hinge up and down. No side-to-side hinge for the gun-holding hands. You get the ab crunch forward, ab crunch back, waist swivel, hips move outward that far. He'll kick forward that much, back that much, upper thigh cut, double-jointed knees, ankles move down, ankles move up, and he does have ankle pivot. Now to measure out these two figures, you can see the Wolverine figure is standing just a little under 6 inches tall, and then the Sentinel figure is standing at around 17 inches. Then for a comparison, we have our in-package STCC exclusive Marvel Universe version of the Sentinel compared to the Marvel Legends Days of Future Past version, and you can see that we get added paint on this older figure. You can see there's black paint throughout on the torso. We don't see that here. We get black paint on the hands. We get the silver paint for the cables. We're not seeing any of that on this brand new release. That does frustrate me. As far as paint goes, the one thing I do like about this new one is that this purple does seem a bit more metallic than the matted purple that we're seeing right here, so I kind of like that shimmery metallic purple plastic that we're seeing. Another thing, we do get a light up feature with this one, so I don't know if you can see it from over there, but the eyes do light up. The eyes don't light up with that one. And here's our new Days of Future Past Sentinel next to the Toy Biz Build-A-Figure Sentinel, which I have claimed to be my favorite Marvel Legend figure, and yeah, I just like this figure so much more. One reason why this is my favorite Marvel Legend is because these cables were all sculpted via base strings, which I think is just incredibly awesome. Plus, I just love the paint apps. I love the design choice. Before this figure was even announced, I was in love with Silvestri's rendering of the Sentinel. So yeah, that's why this one's my favorite. Then for a Wolverine comparison, you could see our Days of Future Past Wolverine next to the Old Man Logan figure. And then here's our motorcycle pack Wolverine as well. Then here's our new Days of Future Past Wolverine figure next to the original Days of Future Past figure, or the Legendary Riders Wolverine figure. And I do have the jacket for this figure, but this is decomposed over time. I just ran some cold air over this with the hairdryer, and before that I was actually able to pick off a piece and just rub it into like a goop. Kind of smells like a coloring crayon or something. So this is not held through the test of time, and one of the legs is broken on this figure. And then here's the Days of Future Past Sentinel and Wolverine figures next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Hey Wolverine, whoa, 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 oh my god, okay. For a second there, I thought I was going to get attacked by that giant robot, but since I'm not a mutant, I have nothing to worry about at all whatsoever. Okay, I saw that coming. I gotta thank you guys so much for watching my video. I appreciate it when you spend your precious time here watching videos on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And I also appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you like the video, please leave a comment letting me know what you think of the review, letting me know what you think of the figures. And if you have not hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, please go ahead and do so. And I gotta give a special warm thank you to all the patrons out there that support this YouTube channel at the highest level. There are new giveaways, so check that out if you have not already. Now, this 2-pack set over here, it has me feeling a little bit disappointed, and I went into the purchase, thinking, oh man, I don't need another version of this Sentinel, and it's a bit lackluster as far as the paint goes. So the Sentinel itself disappoints me. The Wolverine figure I think is actually pretty awesome. I do like the Wolverine figure, but it's not outstanding enough to make me think that it's worth the $80, you know what I mean? It was $80 for this 2-pack set for me anyway. So yeah, I'm just overall a little bit disappointed, of course with mostly just the Sentinel figure, so I'm giving it a pass. I might keep this. I'm considering on selling it. I may not keep it, but yeah, if I get rid of it, I'm probably going to sell it. So anyway, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. If you want to stay in touch in the latest in Marvel news, photos, and forums, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on the social media, you can check me out on the Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Links to everything in the description below. I may be on the PS4 today. I may not. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, go ahead and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ShartimusPrime Twitch. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. It says X-Men Days of